Well, let's look at some of what's playing out on the NSE and what sense you're making of the market movements we've seen, where despite what the board was saying earlier, we have started the week on a bearish note.
Yes, Alishia, I'll tell you, this is the much expected downtrend in the market that we've expected since last week. We saw a better part of last week. We saw piping down on many of the trades. The index was trading sideways. We have seen many of the counters on the Nigerian Stock Exchange rally well over 20–25%. We expected this profit taking to have started in the second half of last week. It started yesterday. The market was down marginally. I think that going forward for the rest of this week and pretty much the first half of next week, we'll still see a sell-off, and possibly by second half of next week we might see rallies. But this is very positive for the market because for many of the investors and brokers that have stayed on the sidelines, this gives another entry opportunity to enter many of the stocks that have seen massive appreciation, more especially because of technicals. People continue to trade technicals in the market.
We're looking at a market here that now has a new president, Aliko Dangote, sitting at the helm there. Certainly the market not surprised by the move, but there are concerns running rampant. What has investor reaction been to this appointment?
In what many called historic, really, Aliko Dangote was elected the 17th president of the Council of the Nigerian Stock Exchange on Thursday, very quickly as a test for if this message, this is a positive aura for the market. On Friday, volume of trade was up massively. We have started seeing sentiments around selling down on Wednesday, Thursday, but really on Friday we saw volume of trade shoot up. We see this coming off the back of positive information that Aliko Dangote is bringing into this market. Is looking to implement his 5-point agenda, which is centered around transparency in the market, improving the liquidity of the market, which will in turn build investor confidence. So really, I think the news, and we at Bank PHB, we believe that the news of Aliko Dangote being the new president of the council is a positive one. And then also, off the back of the fact that Aliko Dangote has more stake in this market than any single investor, I think the success of this market is his success as well.
Temitayo, isn't this the concern, though, and the crux of the issue where traders have raised flags about this appointment, saying that he is not an independent body, he has a vested interest, and a big vested interest in this market? I
tell you, many of the council members that voted him in know better. And then just a quick background. When Dangote was elected, I tell you, it was a unanimous voting. There was no opposition. Really. So I tell you, this is a news, it's an information that, rather his election was taken by all and accepted by many of the people in the council. So, of course, we will see differing opinions about Dangote's person, but really, what is most important is that it's a positive news for the market. So, really, that's it.
Let's then branch off and look at some of the companies that sit under that Dangote Group umbrella. Dangote Sugar, the market anticipating second half 2009 results. What are your forecasts on that front? Because we certainly saw in the first quarter that results disappointed somewhat and took some shine off that stock to start off with.
To answer that question, I would give you a quick background to how Dangote Sugar has fared in the last 2008, the financial year, and it looked as if turnover was not growing, a little above 1% in turnover and profit after tax. First quarter result was also looking as if it wasn't massive. But I tell you, there are two problems with Dangote Sugar. two things, and one is rising international prices of sugar, and two, competition from BUA Group. Now, raw sugar prices has risen by over 81.2% since January, as of yesterday. Now, if you consider this as impacting on the cost of sale, not talking about the downtrend, or rather the loss of the naira to the dollar, I think that this has impacted negatively on Dangote Sugar's results. In terms of volume of sugar produced and traded and sold, rather, Dangote Sugar is spot on. Quarter on quarter is done well over 200,000 metric tons of sugar. It continued to do very well. It continued to see a lot of patronage from its customers. But international price of sugar has eroded into its profit margin. Profit margin continued to drop from the first quarter of 2008, currently piping around 20%, and this is a massive loss for Dangote Sugar. But on the part of competition, now first quarter result was bad because Dangote Sugar was seeing a price war with BUA Group. BUA, did not reduce its price per bag of sugar. Currently, price per bag as that. Before yesterday was 4,600. Sugar prices continue to go up, but Dangote could not increase price per bag. Well, it's understandable because BUA Group is a new player in the market, is trying to fight to get into the market share of Dangote Sugar. But really, this inability to increase prices with response to international prices piping up is the reason why Dangote's turnover was down, and then cost of sales was up massively. So profit margin and profit after tax was also very low.